E aí galera do YouTube, tudo bom com vocês? Bem-vindo a mais um vídeo de Genshin Impact. E hoje aqui, para nós continuarmos nossa aventura em Sumero, a gente vai indo até a Hypatia, que ela tá morrendo de fome, né? Tá passando fome. Mas antes de tudo, eu queria dar uma demonstração de como tá minha Lumine, porque hoje é quarta-feira, o Sumero foi liberado ontem. Aí hoje eu resolvi fazer os boss semanais. Durante a minha... Depois que eu matei a Shogun, ela me deu um item. Um item de dano dendro. E eu resolvi upar esse item de dano dendro. E ele ficou assim. Eu diria que tá ótimo. Trocou quase tudo na taxa. Upou 2 vezes na taxa, uma na defesa e na recarga. Pra mim tá ótimo. Porque né, poderia ser bem pior. E né, um cálice de dano dentro, com dano do crítico, recarga e taxa, meu amigo, achar um igual a esse vai ser quase impossível. Ainda mais que é no cálice do trupe itinerante, que dá 80 de proficiência. Aqui, pra dentro é ótimo, ótimo. E no caso, a minha Lumine aqui, ela está relativamente boa. Olha aí, 1370 de ataque, 450 de proficiência. Aqui tá mais ou menos, 49 de taxa, 120 de dano crítico e 200 de recarga. Eu poderia botar uma arma de proficiência nela para ficar com 600 de proficiência, mas eu só tenho essa que tá no caso, então não. Eu poderia botar uma arma de dano crítico, mas eu não gosto dessa arma não. Eu tô deixando na Kekin porque, né, fica melhor na Kekin. Então eu vou deixar o Fast Design mesmo, fica melhor pra ela. Mas se algum... Esse era o set que eu planejava botar na Coley, mas pelo que eu vi nos status aqui da... né... Eu comparei aqui tudo da Lumine com da Coley e sinceramente a Lumine é muito melhor do que a Coley. Então, né, porque a Lumine é 5 estrelas, né? Faz sentido ela ser melhor do que a Coley. Eu tô pensando em deixar esse set com ela mesmo, em vez da Coley. Mas quem sabe, né? Vamos ver o futuro. A Coley é mais da hora. Eu até poderia botar aquele arco que eu deixei aqui na Ember. O arco que eu colocaria na Coley. Mas é, vamos ver, deixa eu pegar a Coley primeiro. Enquanto eu não pegar a Coley, eu vou estar usando esse set aqui na Lumine. Ela vai ser a minha suporte dentro. Que é meio DPS. Que 450 de proficiência aumenta muito o dano dela. Por causa do talento dela. Mas né, esse é o time de hoje. Vamos lá. Eu tô com a Clipker, né? Aqui ele tá aqui pra botar fogo na floresta. Cadê? Ela deve estar caída no chão, morrendo de fome. Certeza. Ué, ela não tá aqui não, fera. Ela não tá aqui não. Foi o que eu disse. Ok. Que é isso? Paimon foi-se embora. E eu estou pra direção contrária. Ela tá caída dentro, mais adentro, quer ver? Ela tá caída por aqui, ó. Aqui ela. Desmaiada de fome, velho. É um cogumelo? Cogumelo não, né? Sei lá o que é isso. What are you? What are you? What? Hello? Ué, que ficou tudo borrado do nada. Entendi, foi nada. Hã? 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 O bicho sumiu. Ué, o bicho sumiu do nada. Hum. Ok. E a gente tá dentro de uma ilusão. Cara, que mesmo, tá... Ué, que loucura. Ué, não é que não. Exato. Ué. What? Tudo tem explicação. A gente tá alucinando junto? Não faz muito sentido isso não, mas tudo bem. Tem alguma coisa que eu possa catar por aqui? Não. Vamos lá, Lumine, hoje é teu dia. Tu é suporte. O start dela ainda... Sim, eu esqueci de dizer. Eu já liberei tudo no mapa. Tudo. Exceto isso aqui, porque ainda não tem como liberar. Tá bloqueado por alguma coisa. Não sei o que é. Mas fora isso, eu já liberei tudo. Esses dois aqui também. Tá bloqueado por alguma coisa que eu não sei o que é. Fora isso, tá tudo liberado. Não importa onde seja a missão, eu posso correr pra lá facilmente agora. Uou! Seria bom, seria bom ter um arqueiro aqui comigo, mas tudo bem. É, eu sei, pular na planta. Tome. 6.000 de dano no planeta nível 1. Easy. Me dá o baú. Eu não vou sair daqui sem um baú, fera. Qual é? Ok. Se é escalação, então é com caso. Né? Ué. Ok. Só uma dúvida. Isso aqui. Ok. Ah. Ah. Que da hora, mano. Suméria é bonita, mano. Já que eu nem conhecia o local todo. Eu explorei tudo pra liberar os teleportes, mas eu não olhei quase nada. Eu só fui... What the... De novo? Pera, eu não... Como é que ele sabe que eu tô com Kazuha? Isso aqui é a domain do Kazuha. What? What? A Kusanali adivinhou que eu tô com Kazuha, é? Caraca, mano. Impressionante. Opa, papá. Baú, fera. Até parece que eu vou deixar passar um baú. Oh! De novo. Porta da ressurreição ativada. What the f... Que viagem, mano. Água? Água. Que viagem, mano. E o que é isso? Coletei um, falta dois. Oh, voltei pra cá. Ok. Esse negócio vai ficar comigo o tempo todo? Beleza. Sabe como é? Onde tem baú eu vou. Oh. Até que carregou rápido, hein? Oi, 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 pera. Não, 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 não. Pera, volta o baú. Fuck. Me manda de volta. Me manda de volta. Manda. What the? Não, nada disso. Tem um baú ali. Caraca, que escroto. Tem mais não baú não, né? Peguei todos, eu acho. Ok. Abre sésamo. Nice. Vamos lá. De novo. Investigue o jardim no fundo do corredor? Ah. Ok. Relaxa, paimão. Eu tô de boa. É, eu tô ligado. Eu já imaginava que eu ia ter que fazer isso. Oh, agora tá viajando. Nossa, que... Caraca, isso me deu um bug sinistro agora na vista, mano. Caramba! Da hora. Me bugou demais aí agora. Essa troca de cenário. Interessante que o símbolo de dentro parece um coração. Acho da hora isso. Representar a vida, talvez? Estamos aqui de novo, hein? Ok. Estamos aqui de novo no mesmo lugar, só que em um canto diferente. Hum? What the? Oh. Why? Eu não tenho nenhum personagem de gelo não, mano. Qual é? Sério que eu vou ter que enfrentar ele? Tá. Ei, quem deu permissão pra fazer isso, fera? Ué? Ué? Ilusão!
His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon.
Até parece.
The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today will be your last.
Die!
Die!
Posso voltar a enfrentar ele? Pô, ilusão. Nem me deixou matar ele, cara. Qual é?
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here.
Ela tá na tua frente.
There she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
Foi tudo uma ilusão, maluco. Que doce.
So sweet.
Ah, tá sonhando com comida.
The good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Are you okay? That's really not like you. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first.
Não se deixe abalar pelas ilusões, Lumine.
Whoa, wait a sec.
Que não é uma maçã gigante?
There's fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you?
Oi? Oi?
Huh?
Pois é.
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
Bom, meu amigo, eu quero liberar o evento pra pegar a cola aí.
See. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you.
No problem.
I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me. You even brought all this fruit.
Na verdade, não foi a gente.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived.
Foi com Sanale.
You're wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips. How did you end up like this anyway?
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. He must have come by and saw me like this.
Segredos, hã?
You mean there's someone else living nearby?
É uma criatura redonda? Tipo um repolho?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second, traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
Ué,
No, I actually do believe what the traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order to scurry away.
Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
repolho.
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul.
Irminsul.
After I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh, and then?
Ilusão!
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later.
Oh, não estava sozinho.
And they weren't alone.
Tem mais.
I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me.
Parece um ótimo vizinho.
Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Irminsul.
Vai contar tudo? Oh, comida primeiro então.
Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier. Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too.
Ué, ainda tinha comida na caixa.
And talk about Irminsul later. All right, we're up, traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame.
Coincidência, tem um 100.
British veggie soup.
A sopa de rabanete não sei não, mas frango assado tem um 100.
After all.
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since I've had a decent meal, too. To be honest, the last time had to be when Tainari came to visit.
Gostei da voz dela. Que frigideira? Que frigideira? Ah, aquela frigideira. Preparar comida.
All done. Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already watched it.
Yes.
Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia.
Ok. Relaxe, pai, relaxe. Ficou bonito. E aí, rapeja?
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really isn't my forte.
Toda essa sabedoria pra quê? Saboreie-se com minha culinária dos deuses.
Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn Ale for the first time.
Eu sou especial.
It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn Ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
Quem?
These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the
Rukkhadevata.
Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth. Naturally, anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she sensitive to the smell of those plants for such a long time?
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload.
Faz sentido.
The adverse reactions.
Muito poder.
Any scent similar to the ingredients of Spiritborn Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though. It appears you've already fully recovered.
Yes.
Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of Spiritborn Ale should no longer trigger such reactions.
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with Irminsul.
Damn.
Whoa, you're really serious about this whole thing, aren't you?
I am a researcher after all.
Faz sentido.
As a member of the Espirituais Darshan
Quem?
and Academia, my
Oh, o
main
garotinho
area of
aí.
research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the mysteries that lie in the starry skies. Which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for answers. If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to attune with Irminsul will be successful, or that doing so will leave my consciousness intact. I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru
Cada
have
nome.
lost their minds while seeking to attune with Irminsul during this stage. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will only lead to one's mind caving in on itself. That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm while minimizing the possibility of involving anyone else.
Whoa, so knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous. Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Capisce?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I'm getting better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's
Olha ele aqui.
now is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself, and they have the curious power to make people dream.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does it?
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Ah, é verdade, eu tinha esquecido
Is
disso.
that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do.
Teu vizinho tá nas tuas
The
costas.
sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child again. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be.
Yeah.
Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say is that what you saw is a memory contained within Irminsul itself.
Mundo, esqueça-me.
What could that possibly mean?
O Deus maior tá dizendo pra vocês esquecerem ele e focarem na menor, a Narida.
If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to come and see me. There's no need to be thanking me.
Em sua
You two
jornada
are my
espiritual.
saviors. Besides, I'm already looking forward to tasting some more of your cooking.
Ela é fofa.
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's about time to head back to Gandharvaville.
Gandharvaville. Bye bye. Vamos correndo pra lá. Easy.
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand.
Que é isso?
I
Ah, os
understand that you're a
estudiosos.
Forest Watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason.
Esse é um homem sábio.
We're here to invite him to the academia, not to cause a scene.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still decline your invitation. I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the Haravatat have any need of someone like me?
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation. He is a renowned sage of the Immorta, after all. So now I've come here in his stead.
I see. Huh. And I figured that given his temper, he would come here and berate me personally.
Now, your master is an integral part of this effort, and now he requires your assistance.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City, that is.
Não,
And
obrigado.
how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer as of now.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, you still can't answer the questions I laid out in the letter to my master? If that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a definite answer either.
Haha, tome.
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Otário. Tô olhando pra mim feio por quê, fera?
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my responsibilities here. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was
All
quite
good.
an eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound. She answered a bunch of questions for us too.
Yeah.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer. I assume you will be heading to Sumeru City, correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Já tava na hora.
Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice. Do you have any idea on how we can find her?
Não.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have any advice for
Vocês
you.
sabem que ninguém pode ajudar a gente. O povo é tudo
Do you at least
mal
know
informado.
anyone we can try asking in Sumeru City?
Claro que não.
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly short, and most of my acquaintances are researchers. How about
Nilo,
this?
talvez?
I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Immorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Asking him might prove worthwhile.
Qual é o nome dele?
Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in handy for you, but
Ah, o negócio da orelha?
give it a try.
Oh, what is it?
O enfeitezinho da orelha? Que eu não faço ideia do
It's
que é.
called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the academia
Hum,
that utilizes the legacy of Greater Lord Rukadevata. Some say that this very item is the basis of Sumeru's reputation as the City of Wisdom.
Hã.
Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the academia's expertise. So I'll leave it to them to show you how to use it.
Ok.
Right. Next up, Sumeru City. That's right.
É claro, colhem.
Sorry, we have something important to say to Kali before we leave. Is she doing better now?
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She
Ok.
knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have wanted to see you off.
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go.
Farewell. And good luck to you both.
Adeus, Tainari. Se algum dia eu perder no 50-50, depois da Mona pode ser tu. Ela tá lá embaixo? Ah não, ela tá ali, tô vendo ela. Coley! Cachorro. Coley! Fofa.
I've been waiting for you two.
Ué,
Mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey.
diga tudo o que o seu coração quiser.
Piss off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. It's up to me and the others to protect the rainforest here.
Hum.
And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend.
Ué, mas você é nossa amiga?
What needs your sympathy. But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another.
Exato.
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past with us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you.
Exato.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
What?
Oh? What is it?
Eu perguntei
My
primeiro.
recipe for pita pockets. I
Oh!
told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little, messy, so please don't laugh.
Ela é fofa.
Hey, thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like.
Yeah!
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville.
Sem dúvida.
Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
It was good knowing ya. Yeah! Receita do pão pita. Cadê? Aprendi a fazer pão pita. Seja lá o que é isso. Sumero, né? Vamos lá. Ainda bem que eu liberei os teleportes. Eu posso ter o teleporte aqui, mas essa é praticamente a minha primeira vez visitando o Sumero. Porque eu só passei correndo aqui pela área, ligando os teleportes e saí. Eu nem olhei direito. Tem uma criança doida ali? Ok. Então aqui é a cidade de Sumero, né? É aqui que fica a árvore? É, aqui é a área da árvore. Ok. A academia no topo da árvore, talvez? Ah, tá todo mundo com um negocinho na orelha. E o cachorro tá me seguindo.
Sumeru City! We finally made it!
At least. At last.
See that? When those people entered the city, something in their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But how did you know that?
A gente não tem a paradinha da cabeça.
Currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a device. Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Navata's lasting legacy, a treasure trove of collected knowledge. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most
Terminal Akasha.
solutions, the Akasha Terminal. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities such as Sumeru City.
Porto
and
Ormus.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about. It sounds pretty amazing.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all
Suspeito.
travelers are issued one upon arrival. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
Esse suspeito. Oh,
Kinda looks like a leaf.
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase.
que a poderosa Arconte nos abençoe com sua voz da sabedoria.
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali. Let's give it a try. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Prrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr Que da hora. Oh.
Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam, you get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Paimon.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon
Curti, eu quero um aparelho desse, fera.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the
Ah, que da hora.
about Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Let Paimon try.
Nope. Oh.
500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now resides in the sanctuary of Suristana. Seems pretty similar to what Kali was telling us.
Yeah.
Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Paimon doesn't sense anything. The Akasha didn't respond to Paimon's question. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on your tongue, but you just can't think of it.
Uma bela comparação, hein?
Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it?
Ahá! Esse é o detalhe? Eu não faço ideia. Bom, pensar sobre por que o Akasha não responde a minha pergunta. Pensar sobre o Lorde menor com o cenário. Pensar no Lorde maior. Nope.
You too? Well, glad it's not just Paimon.
Incondicionalmente. Ok.
Could it be because we're Outlanders and we've only just arrived in Sumeru?
Isso.
Oh, maybe we're not qualified to receive an answer to this sort of question or something.
Exato. Vão deixar qualquer um ter a informação de onde achar a Kusanagi, fera? Não pode.
Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their Archon.
Yeah.
Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find anything that'll lead us to Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Guess our only choice now is to try meeting with the researcher
Okay.
Tainari recommended. He's from Sumeru and even has a position in the academia. Maybe he'll be able to access more info from the Akasha.
Exato. Será que é o mestre dele?
Let's see. Tainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope.
Uau.
It's not far from the city's gate.
Longe. Nossa, foi mal. Desculpa.
Hello, are you Rohawi?
Howie?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great. You see, Tainari sent us here and...
Reclama.
What? Tainari?
I knew it.
Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing results, but...
Here, this is a letter from Tainari.
Oh, let me see. Oh, ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life out of me.
Do nada, mano.
So,
Qual é?
you two just have some questions for me?
Tá fazendo coisa duvidosa, é, fera?
He acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
So, what is it you two would like to know?
Como encontrar Kusanali?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha.
A gente já tentou a caixa, fera.
Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be able to access more info than we did.
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha doesn't see a need for me to know more about the Dendro Archon.
Tem que procurar alguém que
All I
tenha
know is
uma
that ever since
conexão.
Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the sanctuary of Surasthana or made a public appearance.
Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the Akasha.
But then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas.
Vamos na academia.
And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord Kusanali may not be a bad thing. In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. Knowing when to yield is a form of wisdom. Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Ok.
Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me. Hey, come on. This is a survival skill at the academia.
Paimon's expectations were pretty low. This is solo. It's like digging holes.
Nossa senhora, na frente do cara falou isso. Chamou ele de inútil praticamente.
If we want to talk to someone,
Tá olhando o que,
we
fera?
don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who?
Catherine!
Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's hurry and find her.
Yes! Catherine! Tem um teleporte perto dela, se eu não me engano. Ah, mas eu tô perto dela, então vamos correndo. Aqui. Catherine! Como sempre.
Astra Abyssosk. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Nossa senhora, é ela mesmo.
We need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you. With what do you require assistance?
Como encontramos Kusanali?
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
Tu tem uma caixa?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood.
Ela também vai tentar acessar a caixa, ok? E nada. Isso é incenso, velho.
I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any pertinent information in my personal memory.
Que jeito estranho de falar. Parece um robô.
Another dead end. Well, if Catherine can't help us, then we really don't know anyone else to ask now.
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two.
Oh.
In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of information. Rather, there are
Eremitas.
numerous active mercenary
Ah, os
groups
mercenários.
known as the Eremites.
Me manda pra onde tá a Derraia.
They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru, so they naturally accrue intelligence. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not only are they the oldest brigade, but they are responsible for managing and coordinating the affairs of all other mercenary brigades.
Corps of 30? What a weird name.
Supposedly, they are named as such
Eu
because
disse
their
agora,
ranks
tem que ter
number
30
their
membros.
conception. Asphalt, an advisor
advisor with the Core of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles.
Ok.
If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Core of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar.
Valeu, Caterine.
You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
A gente vai fazer...
Off to the Citadel of Rexar we go!
A gente vai fazer muita coisa aqui em Sumeru. A gente acabou de chegar. Pra baixo? Horas, horas, horas! Olha só o que nós temos aqui! Oh. Oh.
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you to.
As fun.
It's nice to meet you, Osfond. We'd like to ask you about something.
Toda parada. Ele disse que não pode ajudar.
I see. So, Catherine's the one who sent you this way. Ha! It's true that the Eremites network is vast, but even I can't help you meet the Dendro Archon.
See? I knew it.
That's it?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't beg gods for their aid. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh? Why's that?
Porque o povo prefere o maior e não o menor.
Take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late greater Lord Rugadavada.
A pobre da Kusanali.
In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanali just happened to inherit her legacy. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar with Greater Lord Rugadavada and hold her in greater esteem. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali never makes an appearance, and the Academia never announces anything about her.
Existe.
Sumeru are concerned, she's just a god that exists.
That's it.
all.
Really? Aw. After hearing all of that, Paimon sort of feels bad for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just
Até a comunidade de Genshin critica ela, mano.
Besides,
O povo é cruel.
the god of wisdom doesn't worry about her reputation among people like us.
Não, é claro que se importa.
Right. Well, thanks for the info, Osfond.
As fund.
No problem. Always happy to help out the Adventurers Guild.
A gente tem que ir pra academia. É o único canto que tem alguém que pode ajudar a gente.
Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here.
No one cares about Kusanali.
Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Hello there.
Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for information on Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
I
pretty.
forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanali's faithful followers.
Oh.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
Nope.
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon.
Pode contar.
Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. It predicted that a great calamity was about to befall him. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him with the wisdom to help him escape his predicament. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. However, he still couldn't find any trace of the Dendro Archon. In despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice but to sorrowfully resign to his fate.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. She said, "O Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you." Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long as you continue to think and ponder, we'll be wherever you go.
Yeah, thanks for the story. My mouth feels all warm and fuzzy inside after that.
In a way, it seems like this story is also one of the Dendro Archon's avatars.
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanali, can you tell us anything else about her?
Of course. So did you two know that,
Quem são esses dois aí?
I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now. Let's chat another day.
Run!
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting super nervous just now. You think they're looking for
Let's
her?
protect her! Protect her.
Thanks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanali!
Vamos perseguir ela.
Let's see if we can get rid of them. Then we can catch up with Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad.
Have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress? We're looking for her.
Yeah!
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Aquela direção.
She went that way.
Quick, after her!
Nossa, essa risada da Paimon foi maléfica, mano. Que risada maléfica, Paimon. Essa foi boa. Sério?
There you are, Dunyarzad. We thought you might have been long gone by now.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you off the trail.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believe there's still more of them out there looking for me.
Why?
Uh-oh, looks like there are some coming this way.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing here for?
Run!
Run!
Wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably wouldn't expect me to hide in a place like that.
Okay.
Alright, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye out for anyone looking for you.
Leave it to us. Turururu. Música relaxante, cara.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait,
Oh!
stand down.
Oh!
My lady, who are these two?
Ooh! My
The
lady?
travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching for me, so they helped me hide.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Ooh.
Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing us away?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going.
My
You've
lady.
been gone for so long that your parents are worrying themselves sick.
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Holy shit.
Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. Why are you still pushing her?
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. You have to answer to them.
Oh.
How much?
Wait, what?
Oh, nossa, esses olhos dela.
Mora do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double? A triple? Give me some time and I'll get that much.
My lady, this isn't about Mora.
Tem honra.
I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why
Nossa,
I'm
eu amo os olhos dela, cara.
Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also telling me it's the right thing to do. And knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you, don't be stubborn.
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn right now are my parents. And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. They still won't accept reality. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject.
Perraia.
Dia, you've been living with us.
Dia? Ah, então é assim que se diz o nome dela? Dia. Pera, como eu dizia o nome dela antes?
Dia, I know it
Dia.
hasn't been easy for mother and father, and I'm
Ok,
grateful for
aceito.
everything they've
Dia.
done for me.
Prefiro.
But there's someone else in this world I'm also grateful to. Because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same I have for my parents. This is my
Sonali?
life and my last chance.
Dia.
So I want to do something
Dia.
meaningful.
É uma deidade. Pula.
My
Aí.
lady, are you sure what you're doing now is meaningful?
Esses olhos.
Yes, I'm sure. At least, it is to me.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I respect your determination, not because I agree with you.
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now. My nerves were acting up. And I even brought up your payment in such an offensive way.
Don't worry about it, my lady.
My
I can't
lady.
say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our next topic of conversation.
Aham, contratar ela.
This little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard at the estate was deployed. It wouldn't be easy to hide things from your old man. Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. Also, you'll need someone to cover you for when you're out and about. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say half of what your father pays me. We can settle the bill when we return to the estate.
Okay, deal.
Nice.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an
Gostei da Dia. Fome?
I'm fine, really. I just feel a little tired now that things have calmed down.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab some grub.
I'm sorry for worrying.
Essa missão acabou de ficar perfeita, mano. Com a aparição da Dia. Dia. Dia.
After you rest up, we
Tem que me
gotta
acostumar como é que
report
fala o nome
back
dela.
to Lord
Dia.
Personali.
Dia. Ela tá aqui? Ela tá aqui? Ah! Eu queria falar com ela.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia.
Dia.
Haven't seen you in nearly half a year.
Caraca.
Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha!
Eu queria escutar a voz dela em japonês, mas deixa quieto.
You get used to it. How about a menu over here?
Gostei da voz dela em inglês, cara. Combina.
Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't get to serve personages like you very often. We'll be sure to prepare our very best.
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have.
Oi!
They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Oi! Não precisa gastar muito, vamos comer qualquer coisa.
Wait, we're paying for ourselves now?
Paimon!
Aw, Paimon kinda wanted to try something fancy, but we aren't exactly loaded. Guess Paimon will settle for something ordinary.
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are.
Ooh, looks nice.
They look kind of burnt and dry.
Qual é, Paimon?
Paimon will pass.
Né? É um prato com slime.
What do you have against my slime dishes?
Muita coisa. É slime. Deia. Olha aí. Deia era como eu chamava ela antes de ter visto um vídeo ensinando como pronunciar o nome dela. Deia. Vou voltar a chamar ela de Deia, que maravilha.
Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Wow.
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several days. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if I cried, there was no sound. At that moment,
Paralisia de
an
sono.
ethereal voice spoke in my mind. Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry.
Oh? Oh!
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do you know my name? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand.
Mas eu sei tudo sobre você.
I know everything about you. Really?
Oh, she's cute.
Of course. I know
Faz sentido, ela tá bonita hoje em dia também.
that you hate taking medicine every morning. And that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt. Wow, you really do know
Uau, isso é tudo?
Dunyarzad.
É uma fofura, cara.
Anything you want? What? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want.
Oh!
Make it happen.
Quero ter saúde.
Can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now.
Oh.
Then, can you be my friend?
Oh. Wholesome.
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that voice encouraged me and told me many wondrous things. Beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel, deserts, and all of Teyvat. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told my mother about it, but she said that I must have been dreaming. I
Deia.
know that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination.
Pelo amor de Deus, não deixa ela ser uma Shangling 5 estrelas, cara. É tudo que eu não quero.
Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world, nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy so many books. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom.
Nossa, os olhos dessa mulher. Eu sou apaixonado pelos olhos dela, mano.
I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare the Sub-Zero's festival for her.
What's the Sub-Zero's
Pra ser sincero, se não tivesse esse formato de orelha no cabelo dela, ela seria melhor. Esse formato de orelha me incomoda, porque não é orelha de verdade. É só tipo um enfeite no cabelo dela. Que estranho. Tirando isso, ela é perfeita.
I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. In those days, the festival was a huge deal. But because of the academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the festival. The academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But when it comes to the Sub-Zero's festival, forget any funding. They practically act like it doesn't exist. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death. So they're reluctant to celebrate it.
Aw, but that's awful.
It is. It's absolutely terrible. Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali been the one quietly protecting us for the past few hundred years?
Exato.
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day. But I hadn't met any of them before, so I was never able to contribute. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Oh.
I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year. That's the least I could do for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu?
Ah, no.
Who sends flowers to the estate?
That's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arms. Did you give her something?
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared, so I had Nilu sell one of my skirts. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along. Dia, would you accompany me?
Sure. That's quite the trip, though. I'll carry you.
What?
That would be too much, even for you.
Caraca.
Might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then I'd really never hear the end of it from your father.
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Nilu. Ok. Simbora. Todavia, entretanto, esse vídeo já tá com mais de 1 hora, então eu vou parar por aqui, dar pausa e depois já começar a gravar de novo, porque eu quero continuar a história. Ainda tá meio cedo, então eu posso continuar. Então é isso aí, galera. Vimos aqui a Deia. Agora eu sei, o nome dela é Deia, não é Derraia não, como eu tinha visto no YouTube lá, a pronunciação do nome dela. É Deia mesmo. Eu vou até botar em japonês, cara, que no próximo vídeo a gente vai jogar em japonês, porque eu quero ver como é que é a voz dela em japonês. Mas né? Vamos ver o que vai rolar no próximo vídeo, né? A gente vai se encontrar com a Nilou, né? Vamos ver como é que é a Nilou falando em japonês. Mas né? É isso aí. Se curtiram o vídeo, deixa um like. Não se esqueça de se inscrever para não perder os próximos vídeos. Ativa o sininho para receber a notificação quando tiver vídeo novo. E é isso aí. Esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Vejo vocês no próximo episódio de Genshin Impact. Valeu. Quase. Valeu. Falou. Tem que fazer.